In the land of Poland, we are now considered the third biggest club behind Lech Gdańsk and Lech Poznan, two clubs who have won the league since we last won the league. Legia Warsaw are now below us in reputation. Pogoń, who did win the league a few years ago, had to get relegated and then promoted back up, so they're further down the table in the reputation charts. It still blows my mind that actually happened, but there are 6 teams with 3-star reputation or more, though we did just lose a team who were 3-star reputation to go down to 2.5 stars reputation again. It's annoying to say the least. We are considered the 11th best team in the country right now, and because we don't sign any players, I can't do much about that. Thankfully, our league is still considered the 13th best league and is considered a 3.5 star reputation. I'm hoping one day one of the clubs in this division will become a 3.5 star reputation club. You would have thought that winning the league would let Poznan do that, but apparently not. In the coefficients charts, we are now in 12th, and Poland will hopefully be able to move up 1 or 2 positions, given that Ukraine are losing 11.3 season and we're losing a 9.2 season, and the 2 nations below us are losing good seasons as well. This could be our best chance, but Scotland are also losing a particularly bad year for their point of view, so this might not be our best shot. I just want to have a team straight in the league phase of the Champions League right off the bat without having to worry too much about it in the future. That's just my dream. And I would also want to one day have a team straight in the Europa League phase as well. So the top 7 is for that. I don't think we're getting anywhere close to that anytime soon. We have 63.1 million in the bank, though we did have to improve our facilities again, given that we have gone down to superb training facilities. I think one day a dream of mine would be to get a new stadium, though I'm a bit scared to try it. If I try to get a new stadium right now, would I become the legend? Would I have the stadium named after me? Since I'm the only legend of the club. 4 for 4 actually, should I do it? Also, Bollett's now an icon, so good for him. The board wants to get a top half finish and for us to reach the quarterfinals of the cup and to be competitive in the Super Cup and to be competitive in the Europa League. I like to think we get to the league phase of the Europa League, win the league, get to the cup final again, and win the Super Cup. I want to win everything. We have the 6th highest sponsorship in the division with 1.8 million. Slask might have more money in the sponsorship income alone than the rest of the league does put together. It's a scary thought to say the least. That is what we're up against. This is the squad planner, and there's a few things to talk about here. Nowak is easily the best goalkeeper at the club now. He is wanted by Centre Liège, Dusseldorf, Juventus, Lech Poznan, Atletico Madrid, and Espanyol. He has a 3-year deal. I do have an actual contract extension if I want to add to it, though I'd be shocked if we really have an issue with that. I would not be shocked if he wants to leave if one of those big clubs come in for him. Though if we have that problem, Silka's here, even though he was out on loan at Empoli for the last year and hasn't done much at all. But he's still improving, so yay, he could be a good player, just will not be as good as Nowak. That being said, we got Sokil, who is a promising goalkeeper and could be really good. He's just inconsistent, and I want him to be better. I could send him out on loan next year to a team in the 2nd division. Right back is simple. There's a few players to talk about. Okay is probably the best in the right back position right now outright. He doesn't like big matches though, so that's an issue. Michel Krul was out on loan at the second half of last year to Slavia Sofia. He played just 1 time for them. He might retire. We've got Marcin Adresek, who's also at the club and is starting to lose ability again. He's also 25 and won't get much better. That being said, we've got Matthias Kowalski, who looks like he could be quite good. Kowalski is now considered a 2nd tier player and a 2-star kind of busy player, and he's consistent, so exciting times. Left back is simple as well to talk about. We got Marcel Semensik, who is good. He is suspended for a match, so he won't be able to be playing the Super Cup final. He is wanted by a few teams, Malaga being the surprise to me, but he has played quite a few games for us over the years. But we also have Adam Sek, who, while he's a 2-star kind of busy player, is also just a 3rd-tier player. I think he can get some first-team football next year. He's also wanted by 13 clubs, all of which are Polish and in our division. They can leave him alone now. Come on. Centre-back, I think we've got a partnership brewing, and it's great to say the least. Michel Zmuta is now considered a top flight player in the division as a centre back, and he's one of the two centre back partnership I'm going to be using in the future. He does need a new contract though. He's only got 2 years on his current deal. His partner, Misha Naja, is very inconsistent, yes, but he's also a top flight player, so we need to utilize him and make sure he's really good. Christian is also decent, though he doesn't like big matches and is inconsistent and has injury problems. It's the unholy trinity of bad things. You don't want any of them, and he's got all 3. He's also just a good player for the second tier, and doesn't look like he'll become any better than a decent player for the top flight, so maybe he gets sold. That being said, Patrick Daiwada is quite decent, and he's a second tier player, so I might just throw him in the first team this year and see what happens as a backup. We got options. DM position, we got options as well. Borlak is wanted by a load of teams. Getafe, Celta Vigo, Union Berlin, and again, it's about the teams I was not expecting to see. He's also unhappy because he wants to go to Slask, who still wants him. He's also got 3 years left in his current deal. He's inconsistent, though he's a good player, and he relishes big matches. He can still be better. I'm not letting him go anywhere, even if he's got a resolute personality that makes him want to go. Adrian is a deep line playmaker who can play in both the DM and the centre midfield positions. I'm also playing further forward because I think it works for him more and more. That being said, Alexander should be coming back from his loan spell, which was reasonably successful. He played 17 times, and he's consistent. And I like to think we can utilise that and make sure he gets first team football and develops. If Bolak leaves, I think this guy goes straight in the first team in that position, even if he is temperamental. That being said, Damien Kotko is also quite decent. He's only a second tier player, good second tier player, but he's also consistent and could be better. Could be a good player for the division, so definitely isn't the worst option in the world. Looking in the midfield now, we got Hubert, who is someone I'm using as a Mazzala more often than not. Good player, is wanted by a Belgian club and a German club, which is surprising, and it says a lot that's the case. Again, talk about Adrian. Mazzala is probably his option, or if not that, box to box. Probably a Mazzala more than anything else. Hubert's the box to box, actually. That being said, we've also got Szymanski, who can play in this position. He's been out on loan in the second tier, might get another loan spell. He's been getting quite a bit of football last year, so maybe a loan spell is needed for him again this year. He did have some ankle ligament issues, but he's a second tier player. Why not utilize him and put him down there again? Majed is probably going to be let go at his contract. He's a 2.5-star kind of busy player, a good second tier player. Smollett's been getting some first team football this year as a box to box more than anything else, and I think he has the attributes needed for it. Just needs to improve. He's also only 17 and he's 6'3". He could be a monster from set pieces. We've also got Damien Adamsek, who is a deep line playmaker in the DM position and can be further forward doing the role, but could be a Mazzala, potentially. He's also 16, inconsistent, but he's got potential. He's already a second tier player, which I think tells you all you need to know about why I like him. We're now looking at the right wingers, and Polak immediately is the first choice. He has been there for a long while, and he's also a good player for the division. Might be inconsistent, but he likes big matches. We got Agnesi Costabola, who is very inconsistent and is a second tier player, but has a lot of potential to be better. I like to think he can reach the potential. He was out on loan at Slavia Sofia this year and did do not amazing, but he was getting game time, and I think that's what he needed, really. We've also got Kukowski, who is wanted by a lot of teams for some bizarre reason. Got great potential, though, and that's pretty why they want him. 18 years of age, inconsistent, yes, but wanted by the big teams in Poland. He might have a few complaints if I decide to say no to the teams around us. That being said, we've got Jacob Norak, who is in the second team, has good potential, is inconsistent, and has injury problems, but look at the potential he's got, and he's naturally an inverted winger. What more can I want? We've also got Malinowski, who in the past was really good, looked promising, hasn't really lived up to potential. Maybe it's because of me not giving him the game time he probably needs, but I've tried to send him out alone. No one's really bitten. He is consistent though, so maybe that could get a loan spell. I've got numerous affiliates I can send him out to, so hopefully that will work in the future. We also got Jacob Katara, who could be okay. He's out on loan to us affiliate right now in the second tier. Hasn't had the most of games, but he's also been like an on and off player from the bench. Has got good ratings though, so maybe that works for him in the future in that regard. I really hope he develops though. Left winger, only really 3 players I want to talk about here. Alexander Supreme is the first of those players. He's our first choice player for this position. He is wanted by a few teams, but good player for this division. Inconsistent, yes, but he likes big matches, and he's very determined, and he's liked by the fans. What more could I want? Kema Pietron has been getting better and better, and has been developing over the last couple of years. I've literally thrown him in the first team since he's arrived, effectively, and yes, he's inconsistent. Yes, he's only a second tier player, but he's also only 17, and he's resolute and level-headed. I think we got a good player in our hands here. I really do. We've also got Jacob Zelensky, who is a second or third tier player here. Inconsistent, yes, but has great potential, and he's only 17. I like him a lot. So now the strikers, and we need to talk about the ones that are currently here right now. Robert Kowalski, leading goal scorer, 112 goals and 220 appearances in the league, has been so good over the years, and we have a lot of faith in this guy. I just need to do better. He is suspended for the Super Cup. He got sent off last time with a straight red card, and hopefully it won't cause us issues. He is wanted by Pagon, but I'm not going to go and sell him either way. We've also got Jasinski, who could be really good, and is a top flight player, doesn't have big matches, and is inconsistent, but has still got potential to be a good player for this division. David is annoyed and wants to potentially leave. I've had to promise not to fine him. It's difficult not to, but he's also 6'5". He's wanted by Legia and Lecce, so that's annoying. He is inconsistent and a second tier player, but has potential to be a top flight player. He's so frustrating though to watch at times. He really is. And now we've got all these players here, and some players you're going to recognise. Then you've got players like this guy who is in the development centre, and I'm really hoping he develops quickly. I think his finishing's already gone up by a rating, which is promising, and as an advanced forward, he could be so fun. I just need him to develop. But either way, I am going to end this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. What do you think we'll be doing this year? Do you think we can win all 3 domestic trophies this year, or do you think I should just settle for 1 and be done with that? And do you think we can get far in the Europa League this year? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on all of that down below. But either way, until next time, goodbye and well, good night.